What is up? It's your go-to gal, Nikki, and life coach for young adults. I teach 20-something-year-olds a realistic way to get their shit together. And I want to talk about my flagship program, Adulting in Action, whereas 99% of my clients go through this program. So I think it's really important to understand how I work with my clients, the capacity, the logistics behind the program, and all those important details that you might need to know, especially if you're like me, where you like as many details as possible. 80% of your life's most defining moments are gonna happen by the age of 35. This is why it's so important to get your shit together in your 20s. And that is exactly how my coaching program is designed. So in the Adulting in Action coaching program, here are kind of the logistics, the layout of how I run this. It is a 3-month coaching program where we meet on a weekly basis to create consistency and accountability, and that's through 45-minute coaching sessions. The coaching sessions are either done via phone or Zoom. I do not care. I let the client choose. So that is 12 sessions total within the 3 months. On top of that, you get unlimited email support. And then also I have an online development modules where it helps you learn key skills that you need to create sustainable habits to build this life that you want. The online development modules or course is automatically included in the Adulting in Action coaching program. And this has a lot of worksheets, reading material, videos, webinars, things that help you move forward while you're not in the coaching sessions. So it's really supplemental information that really aligns to what we're working through. And there are 6 modules, and it is actually an acronym for habits. So it is module number 1 is habit formation. Module 2 is accountability. The 3rd is belief. The 4th is inner dialogue. The 5th is time management, and the 6th one is self-awareness. So when it comes to these modules, and I'm going to read this because I can't really remember everything. When it comes to habit formation, this is really where we understand the science behind building habits so you can strategically reach your goals or improve those habits better. And this is where we review habit loops. We learn about your triggers, your rewards. You learn strategies that can help you build better habits. For accountability, this is where you leverage internal and external accountability through weekly coaching and the community around you. So you learn about different types of accountability, motivation, building delayed gratification through self-accountability and self-respect. That's a really big one, especially in a world where you are growing up in such instant gratification where you get things immediately. That's not how goals in life work. So it's a very different perspective and shift that you have to have. And then, of course, failing and forgiving and keep moving forward, having that self-accountability to yourself and showing you how you self-sabotage and ways to overcome it. In the belief module, this is where you build and hold the trust that amazing things are inevitable when you commit to yourself. So this is where you really evaluate your beliefs, uncover those self-doubts, show how to build your self-worth, and continue this process of belief, because it's just not a one-time thing, through encouragement and discipline and learning how to really effectively face those fears in a way that's simple, easy, and still a positive thing. For the inner dialogue module, this is basically the way you talk to yourself. So creating more useful conversations in your head that build you up rather than hold you back. And this is where you learn how to stop that inner critic from saying all those shitty things it says about you. You teach or you learn how to build a gentle dialogue that shows self-love and a compassion towards yourself, especially when you're going through a new, difficult process that you know nothing about, which is life. And then you learn how to talk yourself through cravings, which is something you may think, that's interesting. But it's really important because when we stress, we use outside factors like alcohol, food, shopping to cope with the stress, and we need to learn how to manage that. For time management, module, this is really where you learn how to get more done with less time by prioritizing, scheduling, and executing tasks. So you learn tips and tricks about building schedules, routines, how to kind of get your weeks and weekends together, and overcoming procrastination, which is a big one. And then lastly, that 6th module, self-awareness. This is where you really learn how to anchor the power of understanding yourself so you can handle any situation that life throws at you. So you learn how to create more emotional and physical fulfillment. You learn how to feel negative emotions when things don't go your way, which will always happen because life is a balance of good and bad. And you learn how to process feelings and thoughts without allowing it to overwhelm you. Now, that is my online development course or modules that I give to my clients. Once again, that is supplemental information that they get to do on their own if they choose to help push them that 1% further every single week on top of the coaching calls. Now, when I work with my clients, we do go through a specific framework. This is a framework. It's meant to be customized and designed to each client, but I do see, no matter what the goal is, the biggest thing that 20-something-year-olds need to get their shit together with is their time and their mind. And that is where my framework really focuses on. So it's a 5-part framework. And in the first part, this is really where we identify where you're falling short to uncover the shit that you need to get together. And this is kind of the assessment phase where we really evaluate those habits. Note, that goes with the habit formation module in the course. The next one is discovering who you want to become to create clarity on where you want to be. This is the dreaming phase to give yourself a space to just kind of evaluate and look at things and kind of decide, here's kind of what I want and don't want. Where does this take me and how can I kind of use this to kind of create the future that I want? So we decide where to start, how to explore your future self, all those sorts of things. Part 3 is where you learn to track your time to organize your days and reduce procrastination. This is really an activity phase where we work on cleaning this stuff up. Your schedule, your routine, we plan your days, we prioritize what's most important, and we follow through on tasks. And the reason why that's the first part that we really dive into, besides just the assessment and dreaming type of stuff, is because we can't focus on the other bigger picture items or the mindset shifts or whatever needs to happen if your days are not organized, because you're not going to be able to have time in your schedule to make it happen. All right, so part 4 of my 5-part framework for my Adulting in Action coaching program is managing your mind to cope with this stress and to change your perspective. And this is kind of the learning phase because it's really understanding and diving deeper into yourself, so building that self-awareness, but also learning how to manage this. And your brain, your life is constantly changing, so managing your mind and learning how to understand yourself, that sort of thing, is always a continuous process. So this is where we understand your mindset, we learn how to shift or really understand your thoughts, feelings, beliefs that you have right now, and then the thoughts, feelings, beliefs that you have or that you want for the future. And then we learn how to shift that step by step. And then lastly, the 5th part of the 5-part framework for my Adulting in Action coaching program is to unlock your potential to reach your goals and get your shit together. So this is really that adjustment phase where you take action and we adjust accordingly. This is where the biggest customization comes into part for this coaching program because it's really now focused on those goals. We still focus on the goals with the other parts of the framework, but this is where we can adjust everything to your desires. And by that point, you have a pretty good desire, understanding. You have clarity. You understand what's going on. You've learned things. You now feel clear and confident to decide how to move forward. And this is where we start taking those massive action steps. So when it comes to this coaching program and the results that my clients get, you can see the massive amount of testimonials I have on social media, on Google, on my website, even my BARC profile through their coaching program or coaching system right there. So the results I could probably spend 10 minutes, way more than that, listing all my clients' results that they've gotten, but it's just a massive array. And once again, this is where it comes down to what you want for your life and what your goals are. Everybody's goals are slightly different because everybody's life circumstances are all different. So it's not a one size fits all, but you will learn how to manage your mind and track your time. I guarantee that. You will stop procrastinating. You will build these soft skills like accountability, discipline, self-awareness, self-management, all these types of skills that you really need to create your goals. You will learn how to manage your money, to find a new career, to improve relationships, and ultimately just really learn how to do this whole adulting thing. If you are interested in the Adulting in Action coaching program, the first step to starting the process is scheduling a free consultation call. Click the link in the comments below to do that. It is a free 45-minute call, no strings attached. It's really where we dive deeper into what's going on in your life, the goals you have. We talk about this framework and how this would be customized to you. We talk about the logistics of the coaching program, and we decide if this is the best fit for you. Once again, click the link in the comments or description below. And if you have any comment or questions as well, put that below. I'd love to answer them. Like I said, I'm a detailed-oriented person. So if you want to know anything about my Adulting in Action coaching program, drop it below in the comments.